This podcast is brought to you by the Bennett brothers.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to, what episode is this? 8?
Seven? 8, I think. It is 8. Yeah.
Losing count.
Off to a good start already.
Yep. One of these days we'll get it right.
Yep.
But anyways, today we have a special guest. We have our friend David Sharp here with, he does Leapfrog Guitar Works.
Woo!
He's actually worked on a few of our guitars and stuff.
Yeah.
And other music equipment.
Yeah.
Because we break stuff.
All the time.
Because we're very professional.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all give me a job, so.
What's the worst condition he's come in with a guitar?
The red Les Paul right now.
Just that crack?
Well, that wasn't my fault. That was already there.
Yeah, but it's got
yeah,
worse.
but someone has a bad tendency of leaving a guitar in a car, which I've told them not to do.
Hey.
Yeah, can't be doing that. I leave my drums in the guitar, though, which is bad, too.
That's the first thing he noticed when we pulled up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're normally in here, but if I have the podcast set up, it's just...
I don't blame you. They get in the way.
Yeah. My car's destroyed, too, from banging the sides with it.
Mine is, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start by asking you some questions. So when did you get into, like, working on instruments, guitars, and amps and stuff?
Well, see, growing up, I've always, like, anything that I thought was cool, like objects, I would like to take it apart and, like, figure out how it worked.
Yeah.
Like, for Christ's sakes, one birthday, my papa gave me tools because I kept on getting into his barn, stealing his, losing them, and stuff like that. Then next thing we know, I'm sitting here taking apart my bicycle and other stuff. Then my dad had this one guitar that I always wanted. It was a black Strat style guitar. Mm-hmm. Then he cut out a wood pickguard for it, and he swapped out the pickups and all the electronics inside of it.
Is that one at your house?
Mm-hmm. But it was one of those things that I was like, that's cool. I would like to be able to do that one day. Then I lost interest in it. Tried skateboarding, tried bicycle, stuff like that.
I cannot skateboard, dude.
Then life went on, and eventually when I got around 14, my brother and one of my other cousins, they were actually recording and stuff, and they didn't give me an option. They said, hey, we need you to sit down and do this, which I knew how to play bar chords.
Yeah.
And so I sat down and played the bar chords and stuff. He was like, hey, that actually sounds pretty good. And I was like, well, I actually want to continue doing this. So my Nanny Kathy gave me a guitar and stuff like that, and I was learning with it. Then that's around 8th grade when I started getting serious about it. Mm-hmm. Then I was playing football. Then my brother was like, we need us a guitar player for the youth band. So I quit playing football, went all dedicated to music. From 8th grade to since I graduated, I was playing for my youth band. And of course, whenever you're thrown into a position, that's all you really can do. So you strive with it. Then this mic's going to be a tick.
That's okay.
But so of course it became a tick, and I'm one of those people. Once I have something that I like, I want to see what I can do to figure everything out that I want to do about it. Then going back to the actual working on stuff, if you drive a car, why can't you change the oil if you're able to body stuff like that?
Yeah.
And I took my guitar one day to Guitar Center, and I was wanting to change the pickup in it. The guy was like $40 when the pickup itself is $100. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
So I went home, started looking at YouTube and stuff like that. Very simple work. Granted, it went from being a rat's nest to, if you go look on my page, it's very clean, precision work. It's actually very stress relieving, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting there.
Making it sound better.
Yeah, because you're actually sitting there, nitty gritty stuff, and you can actually relieve all your stress because you're actually sitting there focusing on that one little thing.
Yeah.
Because it took me about 2 hours doing that one Les Paul that he's got, the little Epiphone.
The black one.
Not the black one.
The Sunburst.
The Rocksmith Les Paul.
Oh, you talking about the junior model?
Yeah.
Where's that at? Have you ever brought that out?
Oh, yeah. It's in one of our videos on Instagram. The one where we're playing Last Dance.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, and it's got like a like a dark brown color in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Actually, that pickup came out of one of my very expensive Paul Reed Smith guitars.
Really?
And I was like, hey, I got this laying around. Granted, it will sound better than what you got, but it's not really my thing. But I think y'all would like it. And
My ears keep cutting out.
Really?
Yeah, they've done it like 3 times now.
Is it?
Might be the batteries. I don't know. It keeps.
Here, let's see it. Let me see it.
daggone
There you go.
batteries.
So, yeah, they're just dying. Yeah, oh well. I guess I'll just get I don't know where the other battery pack is.
Oh well, I'll just take them out and.
And that's life for you sometimes.
Yeah.
I
At least
don't
it's
need
not
these.
live at a show.
At least I can still hear y'all.
That's
Yeah, you
what
sitting
sucks.
there playing and everything goes quiet. You're like,
When I'm that's what happened. It happened at study hall like 2 weeks ago. I was playing and then all of a sudden my in ears cut out. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't hear anything. I took them out and then I couldn't. I mean, I could just hear like a little bit of what they were doing, but I
Yeah.
didn't have anything. So
that's when
Change
you
'em out.
you go buy the big bulk packs at Sam's. Change them out every time you walk up on stage.
Yeah.
Even sound check, change them.
yeah,
Because you never want these stupid things to go down. Because of course
sucks.
you can only play as good as you can hear.
yeah.
And
I saw something. Apparently, in ears are like making better musicians now. I saw that or whatever because people that grew up like didn't have in ears.
oh yeah, What-
And now they can't hear.
what was real fun is playing
Yeah.
playing in church, and you have the old timers saying, "Oh, I don't need no in ears." Then you finally get them used to them because they can actually,
And then they can't play without them.
because you can actually get them to use their settings the way they want to hear and what they don't want to hear. Then they're like, "Wow, holy crap! I didn't realize I actually sucked."
Yeah,
Then, like, yeah, that's when sometimes joining the new age stuff is actually very convenient.
yeah,
Humbling.
Yeah,
yeah. That's the one thing with in ears. Like I feel like my drum mix is always weird. So
Yeah.
like, I just kind of hear the drums, but they never really sound like the best, like dry from the mixer into my ears. You know what I mean?
yeah. Drums are very fun to mix.
Yeah.
They're their own monster.
Yeah, I still haven't really figured it out, especially like the overhead and stuff. So you've been playing. You play guitar. You play drums.
Very faintly in life, which that was very early in life.
Yeah. What kind of music did you play?
I grew up playing metal.
Yeah.
That was all I wanted to do. See, I was introduced to Slipknot. That was the first
Oh,
band
yeah.
that my parents were like, how do you listen to this? And we were sitting in the parking lot. I think it was like some bank, who cares? But I showed my mom the video and she saw, of course, a pentagram on stage. And she was like, David, do you understand what that is? I was like, no, but I like the music.
Yeah.
And of course, you know how older people, they try to tell you, playing it backwards, yada, yada, yada. Which I never really cared. The only thing I know is I liked the way it sounded.
Yeah.
Then I wanted to learn what Joey Jordison can do on the drums. So my parents got me a drum set. I learned on them. Of course, took them apart.
Yeah.
Tried to put them back together.
Worked on them.
Then we moved, and I had to, unfortunately, get rid of them. And
They take up space,
yes, they do.
a lot of space, and a lot of noise.
Yeah. The last set that I had was a PDP set,
Mm-hmm.
and I had lived in an 8x8 bedroom,
Yeah.
and I had them set up in there, and I had my little futon over here on the side.
Yeah.
That was my whole bedroom. Was a set of drums. I even had to move my amps out into the hallway.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, it takes up space, and I mean, I only have a passenger seat in my car right now, and that's barely ever a thing either. Yeah, I feel like
Y'all take the Jeep a lot, don't you?
Yeah, I use my girlfriend's Jeep. Takes a little bit better than my car does. My little Kia Forte.
Yeah. That's how my little Focus was whenever I had carrying around a big 412 cabinet with a 100-watt head. Yeah, there was no space in that car.
Yeah,
But believe it or not, the best car that I've had for moving around equipment was the Buick.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, the Le Sabre?
It wasn't LeSabre.
It wasn't?
It was the
It was a
Park
Regal?
Avenue.
Oh,
But it had a very big trunk in it. And I can manage to fit all of my stuff, all of my fiance's bass equipment in the back of it. And I wouldn't have to worry about seating. I could drive around anybody I needed to.
I feel like Austin's
You got to get
car-
another town car.
Dude, I would love to get one. My fiance's boss lady, she's selling one, but I've been trying to kind of get it off of her for cheaper than what she's wanting for it.
Thing's a truck.
Oh, yeah.
Body on frame.
That was one of those things that you don't realize that you had until it was gone.
Yeah.
My transmission went out, and I didn't have the tools or the time to get it swapped out.
Mm-hmm.
So I more or less just sold it and got me another car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jumping back to what I was saying, of course, my dad had this one guitar that I always wanted, and it was my last birthday. He wanted me to meet him at a restaurant, so I met him there. And granted, during this time, my dad was going through a divorce, and he handed me a card. I didn't really much think about it, and I opened it up. There was nothing in it, which I didn't think much about it because I understood because he's having to save money and this, that, and the other. Wasn't trying to be ungrateful or anything, but those, of course, as someone you don't like, oh, okay, it's no big deal, but I still appreciate it. Then we were leaving. He said, hey, step over here by my car. He popped the trunk open, and I knew that case. And he said, here, I wanted to give you this. And I was like, I said, are you serious? And from there, I was like, I fell out in tears because it was one of those, every time I go to his house, I would pick it up, play it, and then whenever he finally gave it to me, it was like a dream come true. And recently, I just was able to give him a Gibson Les Paul. I feel like it made him happy. But there, I more or less that guitar more or less made me want to try to do like modifications on guitars and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Then I just started swapping out things like pots and tone caps and pickups. And
about like what got you into amps?
What got me into amps? It's just another branch of that. It's something that I would, because I'm good with soldering and stuff.
Somebody just give you one and they were like, hey, will you work on this? Or you just broke apart one that you had?
I took one that had a couple things wrong with it because I messed it up by accident. Mm-hmm. Maybe because if you don't match the ohms of the amp to the cabinet, you're going to mess something up. Yeah. Long story short, I messed it up. But I went in there and fixed it, replaced the power amp, the transformers, and of course the tubes and stuff. And I enjoyed working on them. Yeah. And there's this class that I would love to go do. It's down in somewhere in North Carolina, where it's actually at a place called Mojo Tone. Mm-hmm. It's like a 1 day or 2 day class. Go there and they teach you how to do tube amps and stuff. But going back to amp or guitars, I cannot stand messy cables, wiring, anything. Yeah. So I was like taking
this room's kind of stressing you out.
I've seen worse.
Yeah. But like stage. Our stages are normally wires everywhere.
The Lincoln Tap Room, that was pretty bad.
Yeah. We were still trying to figure out how to do that.
Our speakers sucked then, too.
Yeah. Those speakers we had were made for, like, indoors.
Yeah, then Candler was using a cabinet IR on his going into an amp. It sounded very compressed.
What was it?
Cabinet. It's...
Was it your pedal board?
Yeah. You know, I sold him
The head rush?
Yeah, I sold him that.
Wait, so what made it sound compressed?
Because it had a cabinet IR going into another cabinet.
I don't have it anymore.
You don't do that anymore? That's good.
Well, so I tried, of course, wanted to make guitars look neater on the inside, because if you can make one look neat on the inside, why can't you, or the outside, why can't you do it on the inside? Yeah. And you've got these guitars that are but cost thousands of dollars. Why can't you take that little bit of time to put it into the internals? Yeah. And then also, whenever you have them neat, you can actually follow stuff up where it's at and what's messing up. Like incident with Candler's guitar, the one of the first times I actually worked on it. It had I texted him. I said, "So how'd your guitar do?" He said, "Oh, it was crap." I was like, "What's wrong?" He said, "Every time I switch over to a pickup, it would ground out." I was like, "I have a good feeling what it is. It's a little hair frayed wire that's inside of it, because a little piece of hair strand wire can ground out your whole entire guitar." And he brought it to my house, and I opened it up. And that's what it was. And he was like, "Oh, you know what you're talking about."
We can't record with those guitars anymore either.
Why's that?
Oh yeah.
No shielding.
There's no shielding, so it was like way too hot in the studio.
Why can't y'all can just bring them to me and just shield them?
I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, it was just. I don't know they sound good live though. Is the thing. Like they sound perfect live. So we don't. It's like not
studio
even worth
is
it.
very very.
I need a different guitar for studio.
Yeah, I think that's more of it.
Yeah, but all shielding is just they're it's like copper tape, or you have some that's like
It's like
paint.
tinfoil almost.
Yeah, and you and it keeps out extra like not waves and stuff, but
Yeah,
it keeps like extra sound or like interferences that can get picked up, or like a Strat that's got single coils that has that very loud buzz. You just shield it out, and it actually makes the guitar a lot.
It wasn't
quieter.
a problem when we were recording with Tom though.
That's because we were using the SG and it ain't had nothing done to it.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Well, now you're making it seem like I didn't do a good job.
No, it sounds.
No, dude. Live?
All the guitars sound different now. That when they're live, they sound good.
Yeah.
And with my noise gate on my head rush,
It sounds good recording too. I mean, I think
we recorded with Tom through the head rush, didn't we?
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Daggum, I figured you would actually use a real amp.
Yeah, no.
Maybe next time.
I guess we still can because he said we're gonna be doing it
We
like
should. I'll
downstairs.
bring the whole rig next time.
Yeah, we're gonna have to set up a new date and record.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Yeah, good thing is use what.
We should get him on a podcast.
Yeah, no, I've invited him before. It's just time.
Yeah.
Time we do that is time we can record right now.
But another good thing is if y'all use what y'all use live in the studio and not really have any issues, that would actually clear a lot of stuff up.
Yeah.
Like trying to, because you have people that are very picky about, I want the tone that I use in the studio live. Which Candler, he's got that. He's got that because he's got that head rush.
Mm-hmm. I love that head rush.
That thing's awesome.
They're nice little units.
He gets a little crazy with it too. Every now and then he'll, like for Folsom Prison, he goes, it's like wow 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 wow.
I ain't used the wah on it in a long time though.
How do you like it? Do you? To me,
The wah?
It didn't feel right to me.
I mean, I don't really use a wah all that much.
When you do that, it sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I got that whammy on there now that raises the pitch up an octave.
Yeah, this
Wait, really?
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
it goes woo.
This dude was at the house the other night, and he was sitting there showing me stuff that he had set up on it. I was like, where the crap was that? Because I sold it to him right after I updated it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that it had all
It had all the bells and whistles.
It had everything.
Because I knew it added extra amp simulators,
Yeah.
impulse responses for speaker cabinets, and nitro other effects on there. And I was like, man, of course I always sell stuff right before it gets good.
Yeah.
Then,
Yeah. I feel like that's gonna be the business though.
Leapfrog Guitar Works.
Yeah.
I mean, I want it to take off, but I'm not 100% sure with it. Because it's just where I'm at. I don't really have a lot of people needing it done, or a lot of people, they don't know anything that...
They go to like the main places.
Yeah, they go somewhere like Guitar Center and stuff like that. And that's really all I try to do, is I try to do better work for cheaper.
Yeah.
Granted, sometimes it's a bullet to the foot, but...
Yeah. So if you're a musician watching this podcast and you need guitar work done or amp work too,
I'm not ready with that yet.
just guitar work, then definitely go check out Leapfrog Guitar Works. Because
Yeah.
Well, you said you don't have a sticker with you?
I don't have one with me.
That's fine. I got my bass drum or my
We
kicks
have
in the
a
car
pick.
anyway.
You see that?
Probably not.
Dang.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're having a little hiccup about shirts and stickers and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to end up needing to find me another person.
We bought too many shirts. We've had.
You need one?
I would love one.
You want one? Yeah, there. I'll get you one.
Yeah, if you got one that's like a dress on Candler, it should fit me.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, we. I think we just did the sizes a little wrong the first go around
Yeah.
with them. Well, we bought like 50, and then we sold through them very fast.
Oh, really?
But then people already had a shirt from us, but we didn't really think about that. So then we were like, let's get 50 more of the same shirts for more people, and then drop a new shirt. The new shirt sold pretty good, but then we still have like 35 of the old shirts, you know?
Yeah.
So you can buy those at thebennettbrothers.com.
Yeah, get a shirt.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping I can do soon with us. Oh, Leapfrog Guitar Works. Of course, my fiance that you hear in the background a couple times, she does all the art and stuff.
Yeah.
And we're working on one that's been in the works.
Wait, did you see that one that I sent you that one time? It was the.
Oh yeah, I would love to do
it was
something
just
with
like
that.
it was just like a Photoshop. It wasn't. It didn't even look like good quality. But it was just funny, like a guitar.
It's a frog holding a guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been cool, like as a gag shirt or give to a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever you sent it to me, I was like, man, I wish I wouldn't already had this
I mean,
logo up.
if we end up to the point where we're making a lot of shirts, we'll definitely like throw one on the back of like that or something with your logo, you know. But we do want to do like the Bennett Buzz T-shirts eventually, but
Yeah.
we gotta let it take off first. This is only episode 8, so
Dang.
Y'all
8
in the baby
episodes.
steps.
yeah. The quality's improved every episode though.
It has. Oh, well, I mean, we're just not going to talk about the fact that I ran out of storage.
Yeah.
halfway through the
Camera
Yeah.
ran out of storage. We're using iPhones to record our podcasts. There's the whammy right there. But I'm gonna start going to what I was talking about bin time earlier. I'm gonna start going there every single Saturday morning because in all of the Facebook groups I see that they have these 4K cameras, and none of y'all get any ideas because I need them. They have 4K cameras like the Luminex or something like that, and they have those there. So I'm just gonna be going there on a mission to look for a camera, and if it's 1080p, I don't care. You know, we'll use it for a podcast. Yeah, it's just really difficult to record everything on your phone.
Especially if you're this guy and you got a whole bunch of pictures and stuff.
Yeah,
Memes.
storage.
I don't even
I feel like
do
it's
that.
all just Hudson videos.
There's a good bit.
Yeah,
Oh, Hudson.
yeah.
He's awesome.
Love Hudson. He was in the last video we did. Last video we did, he was hiding in my pantry.
Sounds like him.
Yeah. Yeah, he made it to the first ever podcast.
He did.
That was like our trial and error kind of thing, and it went good, so we were like, all right, we're going to put it out.
That was whenever y'all was still doing the sunglasses thing.
Yeah, we stopped doing that.
Y'all made it to a point for the
Yeah, I
sunglasses
hope
to
this-
actually stick, and it never did.
Yeah,
he,
no.
he said, yeah, me too.
We said we're going to do this every episode, but then I was like, you can't even see like our facial expressions, so it's not
See,
even.
I wish that was still going because I feel like I look like a thumb.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad.
I mean, I just like having the sunglasses on because these lights are like
Oh, yeah.
bright.
But then
That's
I
why I
can't
haven't looked at the
see.
camera at all.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I don't really look at the camera unless I'm like,
Yeah.
visit thebennettbrothers.com.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at this pic.
They can't see that. I could zoom it in, but still. Well, is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
Well, something that was kind of funny, whenever I first approached Candler, of course, he's crazy on board with me saying, hey, I want to work on your stuff for free as long as you just pay for the parts.
Yeah.
I was like, do you think it would be kind of cool for me to approach your brother and the rest of the band? He was like, I don't know, but yeah. So I approached y'all. I thought y'all going to be jerks, but whenever I approached y'all like, yeah, we need that. We need
Yeah, seriously. And if you ever come to a show and we're like still in the process of sound checking or whatever, come up and if you want to help me tune up my drums.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, we were at study hall and my drums sounded terrible, and then drummer Felipe came up on stage and he said just tighten this part and then this one sounds good, and then it was just like complete after that, you know.
Yeah. That's something I do try to refrain from because I don't want to seem like a know-it-all Ed whenever I try to go to shows or something, and I don't want to be that guy who thinks he knows everything.
I mean, some people hate that, but
It
like
wouldn't make
Yeah.
no difference because I wouldn't have a clue what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I feel like any help is good help. I don't care if somebody comes up and tries to help me and I know that they're wrong. I'll still, you know.
Yeah. Which, mainly I'm trying to focus on y'all guys as artists that I can make sure y'all's equipment stays to par.
If you find any cheap drum sets, let me know. On your quest of fixing up guitars and
I
stuff.
pass by them all the time.
because my Pearl Roadshow is falling. It's not falling apart, but I've just had it for too long.
It'd be nice to get something new.
Yeah, it came with like the 2 rack, but I took that off.
Yeah.
And I was gonna put the little plate there, but it's still there. So that's one thing that my sound isn't the best with on the kick drum.
Does your bass drum rattle because you got the wing nuts?
No, I got them tight, so it
You got 'em
doesn't.
tight?
But and then I have a snare stand for the
Rack tom?
right rack tom right here, and then I don't do that top one. It's
You
just
one
too
up, one
high
down
pitch for me.
kind of vibe?
Yeah, and then the floor tom. But the floor tom, even then, like I kind of want a rack, like something that holds it, so it's not like on the ground,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen people do instead of like I forgot what it was. Instead of like the rubber ends on the ground, it's like the other way, and it changes the sound of the tom too. So it's just like
Yeah.
the stands will change the drum noise.
Look into Gibraltar racks.
Yeah.
And I've used them a couple times. But you can more or less go and customize anything that you need. Like if you have a 1 up, 1 down, 2 up, 3 down, however you do it. You can have more or less have your drums the same way every show because they've got like what they call memory locks on them.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to worry about, oh, this piece goes here,
I've
this
seen
piece goes
that.
here. Where you can just walk in and set it up and just place things
Have
where
you
they
seen
need to
the drums with the built-in like dampening ones with the twist, and it has a thing that comes up on it?
be. I have seen those. Actually, our old drummer had a set of those. They're Rogers.
Yeah.
And which they're like very rare drums
Yeah.
or something like that. And all his toms had those screw-in things.
Yeah.
And
They're cool.
they're really cool.
I think they had them at I think it was the Heartoberfest in Hartwell, Georgia. That drummer, that's how all of his drums were. I was like, oh, this is cool. I
Mhm.
wanted to do it on stage, but then the sound.
Then you ain't got to worry about your drums really sounding like crap.
Yeah.
There's also another thing that I've seen, and I'm not sure where the company is from, but you could actually, you put your head on and you lock the ring on it,
Mhm.
and you can tune it like you tune your guitar.
Huh.
Like if you needed a certain pitch, you could put a tuner beside it, hit it, and tune it.
Oh yeah, I guess I've seen that. I've seen that before. It's like a pitch kind of thing.
Hmm.
I feel like that's so difficult to do though. I feel like getting around. But then you also have the things where you can loosen them up and then it connects to all of them and it tightens them all up at the same time. And they also got like the ones. It's like I don't know. It's like you push it down and it'll do like the tightness of it or whatever.
Oh, you're talking
automatically.
it's a drum dial where
Yeah,
it
drum
actually
dial.
feels the tension of the head.
Yeah, I've seen those before, but I don't use them.
Yeah.
Once I get a nice drum set, then I'll start doing stuff like that. But a Pearl Roadshow is only going to sound as good as you can get it.
Well, that can actually. I've had one drummer. I will name him Michael Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever it comes to drums, that he's like my hands down one of my favorite local drummers.
Yeah.
And he showed me that you don't have to sit there and tap all the lugs. Just once you get an ear for it, and you feel for it, you can have your drums tuned like that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take long.
I'm figuring it out, but it's a process.
Yeah, it's something that takes a while to do.
Yeah, you got to get an ear for it. But, well, it's been a fun podcast.
Yeah,
It has.
Yeah.
I feel like we stayed off topic of Leapfrog Guitar Works.
That's kind of what just happens, though. I feel
Yeah.
like we just
But
start
this
talking.
is also David Sharp podcast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's
Who
also.
wants to talk
also-
about me?
Hey, the viewers are here still. The people that are still watching, they were here for it. So.
Yeah. Hi, Grandma. It's kind of one of those things.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
gotta start somewhere.
If you guys need guitar work, visit Leapfrog Guitar Works.
On Instagram,
On
Facebook.
Instagram, Facebook. I'll pop them up. Boom. Bam.
Get it right.
Bing bong. And then
Bye.
check out our website, the Bennett Brothers. We finally bought the domain. Cracked down and bought it. So now we own thebennettbrothers.com.
Sweet. No more watermark
Yeah. Exactly.
or pop up.
But we've had fun, and we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
See ya.